Hi there. Good to see you. Now, what I want to do today is take the parable of the Good Samaritan. We all know it. It's a beautiful and challenging parable. But I want to take a little bit of a twist because I've always identified with it's been addressed to me as go and do the same as the Good Samaritan. Care for the needy. But I had an experience the other week, 1 week ago, which put me in the other position. I went to see my doctor in St Vincent's Hospital in Melbourne. And I got off the train at Parliament Station, up the stairs and across Nicholson Street, and turned left. And then suddenly the pavement rose to meet me. I'd fallen. And as I lay there wondering just what had happened, a fellow said to me, "Can I help you up, sir?" I said, "You certainly can." So he helped me up. And I stood there and started to breathe a bit. And then another young fellow said, "Here, these are yours." They fell out. These are my glasses and my little brolly. They didn't go away. They stood there and they said, "Are you okay?" So I tested a little bit, moved things, and I said, "Yeah, I think I'm okay, thank you." So then they left. And I just stood there getting my breath and my bearings for a few minutes. And a lady came across from a cafe just across the road, Albert Street. And she came across and she said, "I saw what happened. Would you like to sit down for a little while?" And I said, "I think that'd be a good idea." So she walked me across to a table and chairs on the pavement just outside her cafe. So I sat down and she said, "How are you?" And I said, "Look, I think I'm okay." But then I noticed beside my feet, that the pavement was turning red. There were drops of blood coming from my hands onto the pavement. And she said, "Just wait a minute." She went into the shop. She came out with a bowl of water, a glass of water for me to drink, a long paper towel, and a stack of blue Band-Aids. So then she proceeded to wash my hands, dry them with the towel and saying, "Keep pressure on that to stop the blood. Just keep pressure there." And then she put the Band-Aids on. And then she said to me, "Look, I can't accompany you to your appointment. I'd love to, but I can't leave the shop." I said, "Of course you can't. Thank you very much. Don't worry." And with that, a fellow who was standing, a bystander, said, "Don't worry. I'm completely free at the moment. I can accompany him." So she said, "Great. Thank you." So she gathered up the bowl and extra Band-Aids and the dirty towel, cleaned the floor a bit, and then returned to the shop. And the fellow who was there said, "Now, are you okay?" And I said, "I'm not really. I was a bit woozy. I just wasn't great. Feeling not 100%. And I said to him, "Look, I'm not even going to go to the appointment. I'm going to cancel." And he said, "Well, do you want me to cancel for you?" And I said, "Look," so I gave him my phone, told him the doctor's name. He dialed it and gave me the phone, and I spoke into the answering machine. "No, look, I'm not coming. I've had a fall." And so then gave me the phone back, and I sat there for a little while, and he said, "Would you like me to call a cab?" And I said, "Yes, please." It was the only way I was going to get home. So he called the cab. And in a couple of minutes, the cab was there. And so he helped me down, helped me into the back seat, closed the door and waved me off. The cab brought me home. And when we got up the top of the hill near the house, I said, "Would you mind driving into the front yard and just drop me there rather than out on the street?" So he did. And as we're pulling up, he said, "Now, are you all right to get to the front door? Can you make it?" I said, "Yeah, look, I think I can. I'll be okay." Then I said to him, "Now, how much is that?" He said, the fella who put you in the cab paid the fare. I was the Samaritan. I was the victim, and they were the Samaritans. 5 of them in one fell swoop. Restores your confidence in humanity, doesn't it? To know that there are so many very, very kind, caring, helpful people around us. And it's lovely to know, with all the news that we generally get, the stabbings and burnings and accidents and what have yous. So I wanted to share that today. And it reminds me of a Japanese practice, sometimes anyhow. If a very good vase or a good vase cracks or has a flaw in it, they will fill that with gold because they consider that crack or that flaw sacred, because that crack in the vase has let the light in and it has illuminated the interior. A beautiful little parable, a beautiful little practice of reverencing the flaw or the gap or the break because it illuminates. And I hope, as was for me, a fabulous experience. The only damage was that. The only fabulous experience. And I just hope and pray that it be the same for you. When you fall, when you fail, when you feel your disaster, let the light in. Let it teach you. May you learn, and may you also, like me, rejoice. Thanks. Have a great week. And by the grace of God, I'll see you next week too.